show these girls that I own them. Some call me Nikki and some call me Roman. Skeezer, please.
Eliza or Liza? I'm sorry.
It's Iliza.
Eliza. See, and we were just talking about Jews too. Is that Jewish name?
So the professional bar has been set very high this morning.
Yeah.
Just wondering. Can I curse? No. Good, because I'm going to.
Yeah. Iliza Shleshinger.
That's right, Bill.
Welcome.
Thank
How are you?
How are you?
I know you were here before, which makes it even more
Was I?
embarrassing. Yeah.
Okay.
You were. You don't remember?
Not so memorable?
No, I do remember.
Okay. Iliza Shleshinger is at Parlor Live this weekend. You can catch her in Bellevue, and tickets for a performance tonight or tomorrow by going to parlorlive.com. You've seen her on Last Comic Standing, where she was the last comic standing, the big prize, on the long-running dating comedy Excused, and also on Comedy Central, Chelsea Lately, and Jimmy Fallon. Have you been on the new Jimmy Fallon Tonight Show yet, or just
I'm going to very soon.
It is? Yeah. That's going to be cool, huh?
It will be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
So how are you?
I'm great. I love being in Seattle. Whenever I say that, I was like, "You're in Bellevue." I'm like, pretty sure that Seattle law extends.
Oh, we have it.
Yeah.
Oh,
we
yeah.
have Tacoma too. We have everything.
All of our customs and rules and pot smoking and all of that.
Yeah,
They
it all extends.
very nicely.
I love being in Seattle.
Do you live in L.A.?
I do. I live in Los Angeles, so this was very easy.
It's an easy flight compared to lots of places in
I
the
was
country. Yeah.
detained by the TSA for 45 minutes yesterday.
Come on, no kidding.
I'm not even joking, 3 pat downs and a cold shoulder. And it was horrible. And they don't let you touch any of your stuff when you're detained, and they don't really know why they're detaining you.
Was this LAX?
Yeah.
You know,
of course.
they're on a roll right now
Justin
with
Bieber, too,
celebrities.
baby.
They got
Justin
Justin Bieber for 4 hours
I was
yesterday.
not. The media did not swarm for me like they did for him. Shocking.
Do they tell you anything about what they don't? Why?
No, because they're middle school graduates with a manual, and they detained me. Does that excite you?
That's a great way to describe TSA. That's going to ensure future flying for you is
You know what?
smooth and easy.
Listen up, you walking Four Loko cans. You guys, once they got past patting me down, I was like, can I go? She was like, we found some traces of chemicals used in explosives on your hands. And I was like, can you tell me what? She was like, I can't. I'm like, that's because you don't know, because you're stupid. I didn't
It's a
say
big
that.
word. She can't pronounce it, right?
This is all serving to speed the process up.
Oh
for you.
my
Yeah.
God! Everyone reeked of Funyuns and hot Cheetos and whatever else they eat on their lunch breaks. And I just sat there, and they had to call in an expert, which was just another person in a blue shirt who patted me down, and then they let me go. And one person, I rolled my eyes, and she was like, "Don't roll your eyes at me." I was like, "You're not my mom. F off."
Did they let you keep your explosives at least, or did
They let me
take
keep my bomb.
Good.
Oddly enough, I have mace on my keychain. That went unnoticed.
Sure,
I'm like,
of
so
course.
that I got on the plane with, but the yellow cake uranium stains on my hand. Thank God you traced those.
Right.
Good job, MacGyver.
Did they
Wow.
have any sniffing going on? Any dog, like a bomb?
If it
dog?
was, it wasn't official.
I was going to say. I mean, I hate to be sexist pig, but it's what I do best. So when I saw you standing outside in those pants, I almost instituted a pat down right to come into this room. Look
Thank
at you.
you.
They patted you
By
down
the way,
for their
she says-
pleasure,
It was
not
women.
She
for
says,
security.
"Thank you."
Yeah.
Thank you.
It
for
was
that.
no, it was a obligatory. Thank you. Please don't touch
Thank
me.
you.
Just because you can't smell the Funyuns on his hands yet, but he's.
Well, according to your producer, I
compliment.
look sick. Your producer, who's very nice, was out there, and she goes, "Oh, do you have a cold?" And I was like, "I don't have a cold." She was like, "You look tired." I was like, "Thank you."
Really? It just keeps
Thank
coming here,
you.
doesn't it?
Well, this is early for you. I mean, I
It's
assume.
not that early.
Now all of a sudden
No.
you feel tired and sick.
I
Isn't that
feel
amazing?
horrible.
Yeah.
It's like, are you full? You look full. I'm like, I'm not overweight. I got up specifically. I put on makeup for this and everything. I made a real 5-minute effort.
It
putting
didn't
on-
work. You look sick and tired.
Sick and tired of
Very
hearing.
sick.
I think it's the uranium. I really do.
There's
It
a
must
little,
be the uranium. It wears on one.
There's a little animal in here sniffing around all this really expensive electronic equipment, thinking about something. I don't know what.
She
Is
has
that,
a
just
dog.
smell it.
is
Yeah.
that
Is that
your
a dog?
That is.
a
Who?
dog.
No, yeah, that is my
My
dog.
God,
Okay.
that
It's my
was
long-haired
by you.
dachshund.
You take your dog on a comedy tour.
It would appear so.
He's trying to decide which amp do I want to go on.
She's
right?
not gonna
she
pee.
would never.
She's not gonna pee.
She did. You know what? Yesterday, this is
Never.
the first time in 4 years I've had her. We were in the lobby of the hotel, and somebody had one of those, a bucket where they put their umbrellas, and I guess all the smells from outside got to her, and she thought we were outside, and she peed in the lobby. And I couldn't believe it was happening. And I look around, no one saw it except for one bellboy that was like 19. And he looks at it, he goes, "Oh, you shut your mouth. I go, you tell anyone and I will kill you, Junior."
Otherwise, you could never say she would never.
She would never.
You'd be able to say
But
that.
she would, aside from last night, she would never.
Yeah.
Oh, she's a good girl. Look at that monkey.
She is a cute little
Come here,
devil.
Blanche. I'll put you on the table.
I
Come here.
want to bite her.
Blanche, look at the dog.
Don't tell me I can't bite your dog.
Go ahead. You can
Oh,
bite her.
that's a beautiful. Now that's not quite a purse dog. It's bigger than. What kind of breed is that?
She's a half long hair dachshund, half long hair chihuahua. I do have a dog bag that I carry her in, but it's a giant bag. I'll put her in a backpack sometimes. And she just kind of sits. I never imagined I would be that girl, but I am that LA girl with the big sunglasses and the dog in the
And
bag.
the dog in the bag that you take with you wherever you go.
Yeah.
Now, do you ever like? Is that included in your rider? The dog? Like, what happens to the dog while you're on stage?
I make the feature act or the opener sit with her.
Wow.
Because, like, I'll walk in the room.
Yes, you can.
It's two guys, and I'll be like, look, I'm going to ask you for very little, but one of you needs to watch my dog. But the truth is, she can't be alone. She'll freak out. I liken her to, like, every guy's dated that one really hot girl that was a nut job. That's my dog.
That's your dog,
Like,
not
she's-
you. Yeah.
No, not me.
Yeah.
No, I'm not pretty enough to warrant being that insane.
Oh, you sell yourself short just because Luciana said you looked full and
She didn't
tired.
say full. You look tired.
Okay.
Nasonex.
Oh, look at
She's
her.
the Nasonex.
She wants a little sugar.
You want some sugar on your toothless mouth?
Look at that.
Anyways, but she'll freak out and she'll rip up pillows and she'll go nuts.
Okay, and you don't have a crate for her for Blanche.
No, we don't do crazy.
You don't do
She has
crates.
separation anxiety, which happens to a lot of rescue dogs because people are mean.
And she was a rescue dog.
She was a rescue. I
What
think.
what happened to the dog in the previous life? Do you know?
I don't know, but I don't know, but I feel like you can always kind of tell based
Yeah.
on how they act. I feel
Yeah.
like you know something about this.
I feel like my dog, who also has separation anxiety, was abused by children before I got
Because she doesn't
him.
like kids either.
Yeah.
Abused
potentially.
by children.
Well, some people get little dogs and they have toddlers and stuff, and the
Yeah.
toddlers pull on their tail
Pull
and pull
on
on their.
them.
And they're not watching, they're not keeping
watching.
track.
They don't.
Yeah.
They also don't care because
Yeah.
they're terrible people.
They don't
who
notice.
can't manage their.
Did you go
families.
to a shelter to get specifically? I'm going to get a rescue dog, or did you hear the story of the dog and decide to take it?
No, I just went to a place where they
Oh.
had rescue dogs, and I wanted a different dog. I wanted to name a dog Pan Pan. That was what I wanted that day. I was like, I'm gonna name it Pan Pan because I think
You
it's
came
so
up with a
cute.
name and then said, I got to
The
get a
name
dog for
first.
that name.
And
Yeah.
I wanted to get maybe an Asian looking dog, Pan Pan.
like a Shiba Inu?
Well, yeah. Oh, those are scary looking.
Yeah.
And so I went to this place, and there's all these because it's LA. Everything's a pit bull. And I was like, I don't want a pit bull. I have a college degree. I don't want a pit bull. And I saw this thing, and she just looked so sad. And so I picked her up, and I go, let me hold this dog while I look at the other dogs. And she put her little paws around me, and I was
You're
like,
done,
I guess I'll
sister.
just take this one.
Some love.
I think
yeah.
somebody abandoned her because she hates being alone. And here's a very weird thing: when I'm watching TV and somebody rings a doorbell, she freaks out. But I don't own a doorbell, so that's weird that she knows to
You're a
freak out
safe
at
house.
a doorbell. Yeah.
But you're a safe place for her because you don't have a doorbell.
No, but the point is, like, how would she know what a doorbell is?
Well, and previous,
Might
she
be.
was,
Oh, somebody.
yeah,
Yeah.
maybe it was terrible
Ding dong, we're
knock
here
knock
to
joke
kick you.
person. That,
Ding dong! The people who step on you are back.
Ding dong, bitch.
You know
Ding
what?
dong! Bitch is back.
That
exactly.
might be dog instinct. I mean, the knock or the doorbell. If I knocked, does she freak out?
Let's not find out.
We're not going to test if the
No,
dog
really,
gets
Joe.
upset.
She thinks
if I
this is
tap
an
on the
earthquake.
glass, does the snake might stop it?
Does it hurt when I do this? How about when you're being accosted by the TSA? Is she protective? Does she growl or anything?
She sat there silent. She was stoic, and they just kept walking by and being like, "You got a good dog," and I was like, "Don't touch my dog."
She had read the sign that said jokes will be taken seriously.
Oh, very
Yeah.
seriously.
Well, the
Don't roll
dog's
your
like-
eyes at me.
The dog's like, I'm not going down with you. You're alone. Yeah.
I don't know this woman.
Really?
I arrived here on my own.
Do you have a significant other as well as the dog, or is the dog it right now?
Well, the dog is not my significant other because I'm not gross, but she is it for now.
Yeah.
I don't have a significant other. I have several significant. I'm just kidding.
Get in
No
there,
significant other. Yeah, at the moment.
Hmm.
But we're gonna fix that probably in 3 to 5 weeks.
This is actually
Wow.
We got a name
we
yet?
gotta turn and
His
burn.
name is Pan Pan.
pick
She
a
just
name
needs to
yet?
find him.
Did you already find the name for your significant other? Now you
You
gotta
are,
go find
you're
him.
very funny.
And you have to
that's
name him?
hilarious.
Yeah.
His name's gonna be Tad. He's gonna play baseball. He's gonna be horrible.
Can dogs get miles when you travel? You probably travel a lot. Do you?
They should, because she comes on every plane. Any
And you
airline
have to pay
listening.
for the dog.
I don't. I got an emotional support animal letter. I abuse the system
Oh, sister.
because
The dog is your therapist?
Yeah.
So
She's my therapist.
you don't even have to pay for like an extra bag or anything. You
Well,
get to just
here's the thing: if you, for anybody listening that travels with a pet, if you do travel with a pet, they charge you about $100, but you get nothing for that $100. So it isn't as if I'm paying and I'm getting extra treatment or I get to board early. And early on, I realized I was paying thousands and thousands of dollars, and there was no reason for it. So I just got a letter. When the airlines update their policies and make flying with a dog easier, then I won't need my letter.
And
but
in theory, it is sort of like therapy for the other travelers because
They
you
love it.
potentially could be very rude to people if you did not have your dog to focus on.
could potentially be rude
You
even
could
with
be
the
a problem,
dog.
yeah.
Potentially,
She
hypothetically,
looks
for
tired.
real.
Hey, so you could keep going here. You could say the dog is allergic to peanuts and is diabetic, and you get
a whole
special
thing.
food for it too.
No gluten, and she loves spin class.
Yeah.
Kosher meal.
Do you fly first class or coach?
I often fly first class.
You do?
And sometimes I fly steerage. Depends on the airline.
How important is it to? I mean, I would think with all the traveling you do, if you can get it, it'd be great.
It's important. I usually do it for cross country flights. I have the magical ability to fall asleep on a plane very easily. So sometimes if it's like a 1 hour flight, I don't make a big deal about first class because the meal is wasted on me. I don't eat it anyway. But for a cross country flight, it's important. And Blanche likes to sit in my lap or the lap of the person next to me. They always let her come over. Whoever. And she's so pretty. She can do that.
You a healthy eater? You hinted you didn't eat the airplane food. Are you?
Because I'm sleeping.
Oh, okay.
That's why.
You're
I
not,
like it.
You're
I'll
not
eat it.
opposed to terrible airplane food.
No, because I don't think it's terrible. I don't. Everybody from the '80s where we're all terrible airplane food. It's actually I like it.
You can get a cheese plate now in Alaska
Yeah.
Airlines.
How can you mess up an omelet? Yeah.
You can't.
Well,
mess
if you're
up
on
an omelet.
Alaska, it's actually pretty good sometimes.
Yeah, Alaska. I mean, they're not servicing as many people as like a United or something. I fly United a lot. I don't know why, but I don't mind the food.
They go everywhere. United is worldwide. Probably
United. That's their new slogan. They go everywhere. United is worldwide.
Yeah, more than any other airline, the American airline, I think, even more than American Airlines.
Jump on it. Have some cold tortellini.
What's the farthest you've gone in the world to do your comedy?
I have been invited. I was at a South African comedy festival.
Wow.
I've gone to Australia for the Melbourne Comedy Festival.
Fun.
I've gone to Singapore to entertain the troops. I've gone to Qatar,
Some USO
Afghanistan.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah, I've done stuff like that. And this is actually really cool. I went to Qatar for New Year's Eve. And I always have to say to entertain the troops as if Al Qaeda had flown me over. And I went for
You'd
one
be
show.
Perfect for that show.
I would, yeah. Oh, they'd love me.
They would.
For one show, and you meet the men and women of our military afterward, and they love to give you military stuff, and I'm a glutton for it. If you've got a flag or a patch or a coin, I'll take it.
You like the free stuff?
I love the military
souvenirs.
stuff. Anything, because they like to give it to you as they like to feel like they feel that we don't remember them because we're at home living our lives, and so
Sign of respect.
absolutely. And so this guy gave me a flag, and he said there's a certificate for it because his flag was flown on a mission, and he's like, I'll get you the certificate. I didn't think about it, and yesterday a package came in the mail with the certificate and. It's a personalized certificate to me, and then I'm going to show this to you. They also sent along a patch, and since we're on the radio, no one can see this. I don't know if you guys will take a picture of this for your thing, but Blanche got her own military patch.
Oh,
They
Blanche.
sent that.
So even when you
look at
go,
that.
Right?
even
For the
when
dog, that's a beautiful. Wow. Can you? Now you don't want to sew it on, Blanche. That would be cruel. But
So right on her butt.
even when you go to Qatar, do you take Blanche? That
Could not
far?
take her to Qatar.
Yeah.
You can't take her to any country other than Canada.
Now, when you go to do a show for the troops in Qatar or somewhere, do you also book like one of those chic shows where they pay an obscene amount of money for?
I don't
an
think
hour?
they would book me, to be honest.
She would be a bad Sheik's girlfriend.
Oh
for
yeah,
$500,000.
I guess that's mostly male.
I think when they find out not only are you outspoken and white and Jewish
Jew,
and
yeah.
a woman, I don't think that's what
outspoken
they
white
want.
Jewish woman who
She's
rolls
not
her
a
eyes
usual
at
guest.
security.
I tick off every single box.
Yeah.
So they can suck it, and I go to entertain the troops.
They can suck it. Brought to you by Toyota of Puyallup.
You and Jody are two peas in a pod. by
We
the
are,
way.
right?
Yeah.
We'd be best friends.
All right. Iliza
Love that.
Schlesinger. See
said
her.
it. You did it.
Oh, one time. And in 3 months, I will try to bone up on it. At the Parlor Live, see her this weekend. ParlorLive.com. Also, the link is at BobRivers.com. Iliza, it's always good to see you. Have fun.
It's always good. Thanks for having me.